Worry isn't preparation, it's a rehearsal for the wrong future. And most people don't realize they're shaping their outcomes, not with their words, but with their attention. Because every time you ask, "Is it working?" you are quietly telling your brain, "This isn't safe yet." Every time you look for proof, every time you refresh your phone, every time you replay the same fear in your mind, like a broken song, you aren't waiting, you're reaching. And reaching is the energy of not having. So here's the paradox. The more you try to force certainty, the more you create tension. And tension makes you rush, overthink, and self-sabotage. But if you do this one thing for just 7 days in 2026, you won't just feel better. You'll start noticing something strange. Openings you weren't seeing start becoming obvious. People respond differently. Your mind gets quieter. Your decisions get cleaner. And it won't be because you manifested harder. It will be because you stopped interrupting your own momentum. Stay with me to the end, because the 7th day is the most important one. And it's where most people unknowingly ruin everything. Let's be honest. You want the new life, the new version of you, the glow-up, the breakthrough, the escape. You want the money, the relationship, the confidence, the peace, the sense that you're finally on track. But you don't just want it. You want reassurance. You want a sign. A message, a notification, a sudden shift that screams, "Yes, it's happening." So, what do? You visualize, and then you spiral. You affirm, and then you monitor. You let go, and then you check again. You say, "I trust the process," but your nervous system is scanning the world like a soldier in a war zone. And it shows up in real life like this. You post something, then you obsess over likes. You apply for opportunities. Then you refresh your email every hour. You try to detach, but you stalk their socials. You try to be abundant, but your mind keeps doing mental math and fear. And the strangest part? Even when you're doing the work, your energy is telling a different story. It's saying, "What if this doesn't happen? What if I'm behind? What if I'm not chosen? What if I miss my moment?" And that constant questioning doesn't protect you. It trains you, because your brain doesn't learn from what you intend. It learns from what you repeat. It learns from what you feel most often. It learns from what you treat as urgent. So, if you repeat anxiety, you train your brain to expect chaos. You don't need more affirmations. You need a new relationship with belief. Here's the deeper truth. Change isn't about controlling life. It's about becoming the person who can hold the life you want without collapsing. And that doesn't happen in a mind that's constantly interrogating every moment. The Stoics understood this. They didn't teach blind positivity. They taught steadiness. They taught that the world outside you will always be unpredictable, but the world inside you must become anchored. And psychology tells you the same thing in different language. Your brain is a prediction machine. It looks at your dominant thoughts, your emotional patterns, your identity, and then it filters the world to match. Not because life is unfair, but because attention is selective. If your identity is the person who struggles, your brain will keep spotting struggle. If your identity is the person who never gets chosen, you'll dismiss the doors that are open. If your identity is the person who always loses, you'll hesitate right before the win. Carl Jung said something like this: "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." Most people call it bad luck, but it's not luck. It's unexamined patterns. So the question becomes, How do you change your reality? Not by trying harder. Not by forcing proof. Not by constantly asking, "Where is it?" But by practicing something almost no one has the discipline to practice. Uninterrupted belief. Belief that is not fragile. Belief that doesn't collapse the moment results look slow. Belief that doesn't need proof every hour. That is what you're about to train. In 7 days. And once you do, you won't need to chase certainty. You'll start moving with it. Quietly. Naturally. Consistently. This is a 7-day experiment. Not a performance. Not a hustle. Not trying to be spiritual. A simple agreement with yourself. For 7 days, you stop questioning your progress like it owes you a timeline. Instead, you become someone who moves as if the outcome is already possible. Each day has a single focus, and each day rewires something different. Day 1, stop asking how. The first habit you're breaking is the need to know exactly how it will happen, because how is the mind's way of staying in control. But control is often just fear dressed up as logic. When you keep asking how, you're basically saying, "I only trust what I can explain." So for day 1, every time you catch yourself asking, "How will it happen? When will it come? Where is it?" you replace it with one sentence. It's already in motion, not as a desperate mantra, as a decision. Like the sun is already rising, even if the sky is still dark. Day 2, no more checking for proof. Checking reinforces the feeling of lack. Checking is quiet impatience. It's like planting a seed and disturbing the soil every day to see if it's growing. You don't realize you're slowing it down. So, for day 2, pick one thing you keep checking. Their texts, your bank app, your views, your notifications, your signs. And for 24 hours, reduce it drastically. Here's the rule. No more than 3 checks. Because you're not just quitting an app, you're quitting a nervous habit. Let calm be your confirmation. Let stillness be your proof. Day 3. Become the observer, not the reactor. This is where your power returns. Most people don't suffer because of what happens. They suffer because they react, and then build identity around that reaction. Something goes wrong and they say, "Of course, see, this always happens. Life hates me." That reaction becomes a script, a repeated story. So for day 3, when something triggers you, pause, take one breath and ask, "What is this teaching my nervous system right now?" Because your experience of reality isn't shaped only by what you say. It's shaped by the state you live in. If you can stay steady during the storm, you become the sky. And storms don't defeat the sky. They pass through it. Day 4. Speak only what you want to multiply. Your words are either seeds or weeds. Most people don't realize how often they casually sabotage their own life. "I'm broke. I'm tired. Nothing works for me. I'm not lucky. I always lose." And they say it like it's a joke, but their brain doesn't laugh. It records. So for day 4, become disciplined with your language. Not fake, not delusional, but directed. When you catch yourself speaking lack, replace it immediately. "This is temporary. I'm recalibrating." You're not lying. You're leading. Because your mouth is a steering wheel, and every sentence is a direction. Day 5. Act like the future you. This is where it becomes real. Not in theory. In your habits, your environment, your posture, your choices. Ask yourself, if the version of you who already has it walked into this room, what would they remove? What would they clean? What would they stop tolerating? What would they do today? Future you doesn't beg. Future you doesn't chase. Future you doesn't explain themselves to people who refuse to understand their growth. So for day 5, do one thing the future you would do. Just one. Declutter a corner. Send an email. Practice a skill. Drink water. Go for a walk. Say no. Journal. Sleep earlier. Small actions are not small. They are signals, and signals create results. Day 6. Silence the old identity. Here's the part most people ignore. Your old identity will fight to stay, not because it hates you, but because it's familiar. The ego fears change the way the body fears cold water, even when the water will heal you. On day 6, your old self will whisper, "This is pointless. You're pretending. You've tried this before. You're not special." That voice is not truth. It's conditioning. So for day 6, you stop negotiating with that voice. You don't debate it. You label it. That's the old program. Then you return to the new one, like a river returning to its path. You don't fight the rock. You flow around it. Day 7. Detach. Without disconnecting. This is the day that changes everything. Because people misunderstand detachment. They think detachment means, "I don't care." No. Detachment means, "I care, but I don't cling." It's the difference between holding a bird in your hands and crushing it. Most outcomes collapse under emotional grip. Too much obsession, too much needing, too much watching the clock. So day 7 is simple. You make peace with the present moment without using it as evidence. You stop making today proof of failure. You stop interpreting delays as rejection. You stop reading silence as no, because sometimes silence is where the pieces finally connect. On day 7, you practice this sentence. I release the timeline. I keep the vision. And that is the secret. You don't detach from the desire. You detach from the desperation. And when desperation leaves, space opens. And where there is space, clarity returns. Now, here's what you'll notice if you actually do this. Not perfectly. Honestly, something begins to change in your energy. You stop scanning the world for danger. You stop negotiating with fear. You stop trying to control people's reactions. And when you do that, your eyes open. You start noticing opportunities you were too tense to see before. You start taking cleaner action. You start having better conversations. You start showing up differently. And people respond to that because calm is confidence. And confidence is magnetic. The world reacts to your identity. And when your identity shifts from "I hope" to "I know," your behavior changes. Your posture changes. Your choices change. And then results start catching up quietly. Suddenly, someone messages you. A door opens. An idea hits you like lightning. You get invited. You find the right video. You feel bold enough to apply. You speak up at the perfect moment, and none of it feels forced. It feels aligned, as if you finally stopped grabbing at certainty and started moving with it. Because that's what faith is, not blind optimism. Faith is inner certainty, even when the outer world is still catching up. This isn't just a 7-day challenge. It's a nervous system reset. It's you becoming the person who can hold blessings without sabotaging them. Because here's a truth nobody tells you. Getting what you want isn't the hardest part. Staying steady after you get it is. Some people get money, then panic and lose it. Some people get love, then fear and ruin it. Some people step into success, then self-destruct because it feels unfamiliar. So, what you are truly building is capacity. The capacity to receive, to stay calm in expansion, to stay grounded in success, to remain humble in elevation, to trust yourself enough to stop questioning everything. This is what growth looks like in real life. Not constant magic, but constant inner maturity. So let me leave you with this. Life isn't punishing you. It's reflecting you, not your wishes, but your dominant state. And when you stop treating your dreams like fragile glass and start treating them like direction, your reality starts reorganizing around that certainty. Do this for 7 days in 2026. Not because it's trendy, not because it's aesthetic, not because it's a challenge, but because you deserve to see what happens. When you stop arguing with your own power, and if you felt something shift while listening to this, even a small shift, don't ignore it. That's your future self knocking. If this resonated, like and subscribe, not for the algorithm, but for your own alignment. And tell me in the comments, which day do you struggle with the most? Because the moment you name it, you begin to change it. Until next time, stay steady, stay open, and let your actions meet the life you keep saying you want.